You're listening to the Dramatic Show podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Dramatic Show podcast. We're back. We actually added 3 new people to the discussion here. I want to welcome Kianya Waters to the show. She's actually the wife of Jonathan Waters, J-Dub, our co-host. Kianya, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's a long time coming. We've been trying to set this up for a while. I know you have a really important organization and a topic that you want to talk about that's really close to your heart. Tell me a little bit about this organization that you're trying to start and what you're trying to do with it.
Well, the name of my organization is called Rainbow Ribbons. Right now, we are focused on improving the lives of people who are suffering from illnesses such as cancer, diabetes, AIDS, helping them improve their nutritional part in their daily lives.
Okay. So this is actually this is a nonprofit.
Yes, it's a nonprofit organization.
Okay. And nutrition-wise, well, before we actually get to that, what inspired you to do this?
Well, right now I've been a radiation therapist for 5 years. I treat cancer patients. Mm-hmm. My grandmother and my aunt passed away almost 8 years ago from breast cancer.
Does that run in your family?
My mother and I are told that we should get regular mammograms.
So how often are you guys doing that?
Well, she started getting hers at the age of 45, I think.
Because I thought it was actually recommended that most men and everybody, even prostate and stuff like that, you start doing that at 40 years old, I thought, right? Is that where actually people should start doing that?
They should, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, go ahead, Kianya.
Well, I've been doing it for 5 years. I got into it because of my grandmother and my aunt passing away. And then once I got into, actually working with these cancer patients, I realized that a lot of them don't really understand the nutritional part of their treatment. Nutrition is very important while they're under treatment.
The fact that they don't, do you think that it was more so a cultural thing, or?
From what I've seen, it is a cultural thing, and it's more of the older generation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're not really able to understand or take it. They're all hit at one time with a lot of information when they find out that they're diagnosed with cancer.
Right.
So once that little piece of nutrition, that information is explained to them, they don't really understand what to do with it.
So if we were to, I guess the cancer patient comes up to you and say, hey, I need some help. Walk me through one of your nutrition plans. Do you already have those in place right now?
Well, doctors have nutrition plans for different diseases like prostates, prostate cancer. Those patients have a different diet regimen than breast cancer patients.
Yeah.
So they have those available for the patient, but the majority of the patients, when they receive that information, they'll take it home and either misplace it or just throw it away.
So how can we make more people aware of nutrition for cancer patients? Like, how are they going online learning this stuff, or how are you guys able to get the word out for this? My plan is to actually go to different doctors' offices and hospitals and talk with these patients, and the ones who have questions about nutrition, for them to actually contact me, and I'm able to provide the support that they need through counseling and meal preparation classes. I also offer meal preparation classes for them to understand how to cook the foods that they need and what foods that they need to buy. Are you going to do these classes just in person, or have you thought about doing it online, or what's your game plan for
right now? Right now, I'm focused on doing it in person. Maybe later on I can, try to do it online. Yeah.
So I guess you're going around to these doctor offices. Like, I'm pretty sure you need some help with that. Like, right now, you're just going to start on your own, just go around to different locations, or do you need some assistance with that?
Of course, I need assistance. I need people that are willing to actually go out to these offices, or ones that are already there to recommend, the services that I have to offer.
Okay, so I see that you do have, and do any of you guys have any family members that passed away of cancer or anything?
My dad died in May, on May 3rd.
And again, Tyler, I was so sad to hear that. How long was he battling battling cancer?
For a couple years. It went away, he beat it, and and then when it came back worse.
So what was his treatment regimen?
It was prostate cancer, and his first they did the radiation, and he beat it. Then he got it again, and they was starting the chemo, and then it didn't go well either.
Did he ever think about doing any type of? Because I know Western medicine, you know, that's pretty much what most Americans they usually go with. Do you ever think about like any type of Eastern, like Chinese remedies and things like that? Because I feel like they're getting really big on like things to try to, you know, prevent and help cancer.
You know, it's funny that you say that because I kind of like was trying to convince him not to do the chemo.
So you convinced him not to? You felt like it was going to be bad?
Yeah, and he was doing good. Like, he picked his weight up. Everything was fine. He was walking around, still driving and everything. And the nurses came out and they kind of like convinced him to do the treatment, and it went left. Like, less than 2 weeks, he was gone.
That's just like, that's terrible. So he actually, you feel like he would actually be
He
living
was, yeah, he
right
was.
now if he hadn't taken chemo?
If he would have stopped, I think he would still be here.
So was he at stage 3 or?
They didn't even tell us what stage it was. We just knew to spread it. And if they told him, he didn't want me to know.
So, Kelly, what do you think about that? Like, are you for chemo at this stage? Because I know you've been working in the field for a while. Have you seen patients that it may have helped and it probably hurt them? What do you think about that?
That's kind of hard to say, and it all depends on what cancer is being treated at the time. I've seen patients get chemo and then get radiation, and then they beat it and it never comes back. You know, I've seen patients that's gone through the same scenario and it actually comes back again. Even where, I mean, it all depends on the person.
How long is chemo treatment?
It depends.
Yeah, it really does.
Does it ever go longer than 6 months?
Some people have to take it for the remainder of their lives.
Wow.
Some people, that's very rare, but I've seen some only take a pill for maybe a couple months.
Just like one pill a day?
Or one pill every 3 weeks, or it all depends on what the doctor prescribes.
Wow, well, yeah, man, that's rough.
I commend you for doing this, and if you need any help, I volunteer. If you need me, I'm here.
I appreciate it.
So, Kianya, if people need to reach out to you a little bit more about this situation, how can they get in contact with you?
My website is www.rainbowofribbons.org. I'm also on Facebook, Rainbow of Ribbons, and I'm also on Instagram. You can email me. My email is also on my webpage. My phone number is up there. You can get in contact with me.
Now, for some of our listeners who say, you know what, this is a great cause, and they want to say, you know what, I want to volunteer or I want to give a donation. Do you have everything set up for people to reach out to you? So if they want to volunteer or give you a donation, how can they do that?
Absolutely. They can go through either my Facebook page or my webpage. I have a donate button up there, or you can just email me and let me know if you want to volunteer at any of the events that are coming up, or if you want to volunteer with helping out with the classes that I'm going to offer. Anything you want to volunteer with.
Do I got to send you an email?
Yes, you do.
All right, good stuff, Kianya. Now, we'll try to put something on the website so when we get some visitors and things like that, they'll be able to stay in touch with you as well. So, yeah, we'll definitely help you in any way we can with that.
Thank you.
Awesome, good stuff.
Appreciate it.
All right, so we actually brought 2 more guests into the studio this evening. It's my daughter, Zariah Fisher, and Jonathan's daughter, Kiesha. Kiesha, you want to tell the listeners a little bit about yourself, your age, and what you're actually planning to do on the next couple of months? Just talk to us a little bit. It doesn't have to be anything specific. Just say hello to the people for us.
17.
17? And you actually just graduated this year, right?
I graduate next year.
Oh, you graduate next year.
Next year.
Yes, it is next year. Yes.
Did you go to your prom this year?
Yes.
How'd you like that?
It was alright. I was expecting more.
You was expecting more? So, I mean, what y'all do? Like, was this traditional? You just go to the prom, and was this basically dancing, or what y'all do different?
I don't know how they usually do it because it was my first year to go. I mean, I didn't know that people left after an hour. I thought people stayed the whole time.
So this young man, did you go with a guy?
Hell no.
Even I,
The protective dad. So, what do you think next year? Or you gonna, if a young man invite you, or you gonna go?
I don't know. Whatever happens.
So first thing is, if that guy, if he wants to take you, first thing we gotta do is we gotta let him meet Jonathan. Y'all, every guy that comes into your life, if your dad does not approve of him,
it ain't gonna work out.
it ain't gonna work out.
Trust them. Trust them.
How'd your last time somebody came over go? One person you tried to introduce me to.
I still talk to him.
Oh,
What?
You know that.
So
Y'all dating?
No.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I care about that.
So is Jonathan? Is he really tough on your friends when you bring him over? Yes.
They can't see me.
Yes.
He is. Cool. So what do you think about going to college? Have you thought about that yet?
Going to Pitt
You going to
for
go
2
pick-
years.
For what are you thinking about? What you going to major in?
Business and marketing.
Business and marketing. Okay. Are you thinking about starting your own business later on, or
Yes.
what are you thinking about doing?
Probably my own hair store.
So you actually do hair?
No.
So you're gonna actually?
Like sell the hair.
Oh, you're gonna sell it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
See, it's good money in hair. Brazilian hair, Indian hair, top. Like,
Filipino hair.
I wouldn't know because
so what?
I wear my regular everyday ponytail and go.
So you'll do like the 28 piece and these girls be rocking and all that?
What? 28 piece?
Yeah, that's what you order.
Is that what
Chicken
it
in here,
is?
come on. 28 pieces. A lot of pieces. So have you reached out to like distributors or how? Oh yeah,
I mean, yes.
that's awesome. That's awesome. So are you gonna start online or around Greenville or what are you thinking so far?
Try to start a local, and then if it expands, I'll expand with it.
See, now that's a girl with a vision right there. Like young people, listen to Kids and take note. Like that's a girl with a vision right there. I think more of our young people, man. Like they, what's up with this generation, Ty? Why are they just so different from us? Cortez, why do you think this generation is so different from us? I'm talking about from like 19 years old on down.
I mean, I would say that in some ways they are similar to us because I remember when I was 19, I'm not the same person that I am right now. I think what probably has heightened it is because of we are more aware of it now with social media.
Yeah.
And so I think social media has really changed the brain chemistry in a lot of teenagers.
So you feel like social media has been detrimental to our society?
It's both positive and negative, and so it's a mixed bag. So it's positive in the sense that we have instant communication. Like you find out things faster than the traditional news outlets, right? You also have the ability to market yourself on social media, and social media is the birthplace of a lot of business commerce, which is what Ramon was talking about. So those are the positive aspects of it. But then with that comes just self-promotion. I think we care too much about. I think young people care too much about likes, and people liking them. So that is kind of heightened on social media. I think at that time you need to be focused on yourself and having a healthy identity that's not rooted in what people's opinion of me is.
Yeah.
And social media can prevent self-development. I feel that.
Zariah, I'm gonna come to you next. How many social media profiles do you have? Just out of curiosity, I'm just curious. How many social media profiles do you have? I know one we got Snapchat, right? Are you still on Snapchat? Is that your favorite?
Maybe. I guess.
What else are you on besides Snapchat? What else do you typically use?
That's kind of much it.
Is that
Just
the only one?
Snapchat, yeah.
Okay, because I could have sworn I saw the Kick app the other day.
Oh.
Yeah, you didn't know that.
I didn't know.
Yeah. So you didn't know your dad is actually an app developer as well. So actually, I started developing apps last year. So you know, I can't keep up with that stuff when I want to. So, you know, make sure you're behaving yourself on me, okay?
I am.
All right, cool. Listen, so again, Zariah, I kind of wanted to talk to you and Kasia a little bit about some of the things that you guys, issues that you guys have when you're in school. I know a lot of things now, more so bullying. That's like a really big thing in schools now. Have you experienced like any type of bullying? Like you have?
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about that. Like, when was the last time you felt like you've been actually bullied from somebody in school? When was the last time that you can kind of think of? You don't have to think too far back, but just kind of think a little bit. When was the last time you felt like, you know, somebody just kind of bullied you?
It was like a couple months ago.
A couple months ago. Come up on the microphone.
Right?
He can record this so he can find out what's going on.
Yeah. So walk me through what happened. Was it like some other girls?
It was a girl.
Was she older than you?
No, she was like my age.
So are you guys in the same classroom? Or
No, we were at the same bus stop.
You guys ride the same bus.
Yeah, but yeah.
You did. Okay. What? Tell me a little bit about what happened that day. So walk me through it. So you guys were on the school bus. Was this like in the morning time or?
It's like, yeah, it was like on the bus, kind of like.
Were you guys coming home? Like, was it after school?
Yeah, like, yeah, something like that.
And did you guys sit beside each other or?
No, she sits like in the back, and I like sit like by myself sometimes.
Sit by yourself?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. So what did she actually? What happened?
I don't know. It's just she just started being mean to me. I don't know why though.
You don't know why?
Yeah.
Have you guys had any communication like before that time frame? Like you guys talked to each other?
Yeah, we did.
So was it just you felt like she just kind of changed up on you that day to just kind of pinpoint you out?
Yeah.
What were some things that she said to you?
She talked about my hair.
She talked about your hair. What did she say about your hair, Zai?
She was like, somebody always have to do your hair every single day, but it's not true because I do my own hair.
So you actually do your own hair every day. So your mom, she actually doesn't do your hair anymore. You actually do it on your own.
Yeah.
So you actually do your hair different every single day?
No, I just do the ponytail.
You just
That's
did ponytail. And that, you just felt like she just wanted to just kind of pinpoint you out that day and just kind of say something to you. How'd you feel about that after she said it? Like, was your feelings hurt or what?
Yeah.
So
I was heartbroken.
You were heartbroken? Oh, Zara, I'm so sorry to hear that, baby. Like, you know, I can't protect you all the time, but what I would say to you, is this right here. When I was younger and, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, I also got bullied myself. You know, people used to talk about me too. Like, my friends and everybody, like, we was always cool and things like that, but people that didn't know me, they used to talk about me too. Like, you know, they would say, hey, you know what, that guy had, I don't like the way he is, look, he's always quiet, or, you know, it's just something about this guy I don't like.
Was it Cortez?
He might be the bully.
Cortez, did you bully me, man?
A Halloween bully.
No, I don't know why I'm laughing right now. Tell me your story, man.
Okay, so point being, everybody gets bullied. You know, it's just how you handle it after it actually takes place. I know you got different people in your classroom, things like that. Do you feel like you bully people also?
Yeah, if they like make me upset or something.
Well, no, I'm not talking about if they make you mad. I'm just saying like there's like maybe like one girl in your classroom. You guys actually wear uniforms at your school?
No.
You guys don't wear uniforms?
No.
Do the kids actually pick on each other for like people that like don't dress like really nice or anything like that?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
What do they typically say? Like you guys got
they like joke people like when we're on the bus and then people be walking like they'll joke their hair, their shoes and their clothes.
They say
and
things
stuff
about
like
their
that.
shoes and their clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they ever get to a point where they actually reach out to like a teacher or something like that to say, hey, you know what, they're picking they never do that?
No, not really.
And, you know, they just kind of go through with the abuse like day after day, all just
like they don't like know that these kids are like bullying people and that.
Why aren't you guys telling parents and things like that you guys are being bullied like that? Why do you feel like they're not saying anything?
Because they're not like telling them.
You feel like you guys are getting at an age, because your age group is, most of the people in your classroom, is it 12 and 13 or 13 and 14?
12 and 13.
Okay, so you guys are getting more so now where I guess you're getting a little bit older. You feel like they're saying, well, you're a tell and things like that. So they're just kind of keeping things to themselves. Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, something like that.
Do you tell your mom or do you talk
I
to?
do. I do. I tell my mom.
You do tell your mom when things happen? And what does she typically tell you?
She told me just to ignore them. They're just thinking for like attention or something like that.
Right. Okay. Good. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. Keisha, what about you? Like, have you experienced bullying in the last 2 to 3 years? You experienced anything like that? It's hard to talk to. It's okay.
I don't really know. I wouldn't say I get bullied, but I would say I fuss with people.
Why do you feel like they want to argue with you out of most girls? Why do you feel like they target you?
I don't know. I just for attention, I guess.
I mean, you feel like it might be jealousy sometimes, like as the term that y'all say hating. You feel like a lot of females at that school, they look at you, your lifestyle, and like, okay, kids, you're pretty cool, girl. You feel like they kind of target you sometimes. You feel that way?
Yeah.
How many girls are you with girls? Like, how often does this take place?
Not a lot, 'cause I just mind my business.
You just mind your business?
They'll probably argue with themselves.
You just let them argue with themselves. What do you think that's going on in their lives that you feel like that they would probably try to target you and like some of the other girls?
I don't know. I don't try to keep up with what they do.
You don't try to see. That's what I'm talking about. You don't keep up with the haters, do you? You just like that, right? So, John, does she ever talk to you guys?
Yeah.
Y'all keep open communication?
Yeah, she lets me know.
So some of the parents out here that feel like, they can't keep an open relationship with their kids to talk about things like this. What advice would you and Kianya give them? Like, what are some of the keys to actually having a good open relationship with your daughter?
A parent should always have a good relationship with their kid, and I'll be honest, I didn't have an open communication line with my daughter for like we have now. Mm-hmm. But if there's a study that showed kids always wanted to ask a parent a question and they never asked the parent the questions, and those kids are more prone to bullying and suicide. So trying to have an open line of communication is good. I kind of let the lack of communication between me and Kiesha be a bridge let Kianya be the bridge between Kiesha and myself. Right. So I let her do all the talking. I let the girls talk to each other, then I would just get the information. The only time I really got any information was when Kiesha said this person messing with me, I'm about to get suspended.
What happened with that?
I got suspended.
You got suspended? Did y'all actually fight or?
No, they wouldn't let me. I just threw a book at her.
We handle bullying a little bit different in my house. I'm more of a confrontational parent.
Yeah.
And I will beat up a kid.
He is.
This is a good day. James, what do you got a 12-year-old, man. What does Cooper come home and tell you guys?
Like a lot of stuff. And like I said, mostly on the bus. That's all it is. It's on the bus all the time about bullying. I mean, I had to go to the emergency room with him not too long ago. Boy pushed him down the cement and busted back his head open.
Your son, your 12-year-old son?
Yeah, Cody, yep.
Did you guys press charges or what happened?
His mama didn't do nothing about it. She said let it go, and she's afraid the school would get in trouble with it and stuff, and now the school closed down.
Oh, wow.
Yep, so, I mean, he's fine. I mean, he didn't say nothing about it. And we asked him several times what happened, and the school tried to deny that the little boy pushed him down, but it speaks on the record when the ambulance got there that he got pushed by a little boy.
And that could have went the wrong way. He could have not walked again, not seen again, or ever breathe again.
Busted back his skull clean open, and I lost my child.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big thing in school these days, bullying.
Why do you feel like they target Cody?
It ain't no telling. I mean, I can't say it's a color thing.
Well, I guess it's predominantly black school. What school does he go to down here?
Ann Andrews in Hamilton.
Ann Andrews. That's in Hamilton, North Carolina. Do they wear uniforms?
Yeah.
They do. Do you, Cortez, we, and Ramon and Taria, like, how do you think things would have been different if we wore uniforms when we were younger? You think that would have helped us?
Yeah, I mean, I think part of a lot of the bullying is based on
Clothes you wear.
and so you can be caught with no imitations back then.
I remember a time Cole used to come home to me and tell me that the boy was picking on his shoes because he was wearing Nike, but it wasn't Jordan. And they give him hell over it.
So they were actually
Over Nikes, over Air Jordans. Cause he can't afford Air Jordans, so I went off and bought them for Christmas Jordans, them Carolina Blues.
Yeah.
Went to school, they said, oh, they're not good enough for him. I said, forget about it.
What do you tell your son when he comes home to anything?
I told him don't worry about it. Just stick up for himself, like they say, just leave him alone. I mean, hey, if it comes down to it, defend yourself. Don't let nobody push you down to a limit. And don't do nothing stupid. Like the girl on Facebook that time hung herself out there on a tree, and her mom and daddy found her hanging from a tree. I mean, I hate to see that happen, but I mean, if it comes down to it, I hate to see it.
Yeah. Sorry, what do you have a 12-year-old son?
Yeah, he was gonna ask me.
Talk to me a little bit.
My son he just I teach him not to pick on nobody if they're less fortunate, because we've been through struggle. We still struggle, and they don't wear uniforms, but my son, they call my son Mr. Manners. I teach my son the right way to go. At least I try to.
He's like his peers, like his little 12-year-old buddies, they call him Mr.
The teachers call him like Mr. Manners.
Oh.
So they pick on my son for being like polite.
What you try to say, like he's like a teacher's parent?
Yeah. So like when he in the gym or something and he gets special privilege, they'll pick on him. And then they'll call me like, your son punched somebody in the face today. And I'll be like, well, I don't send my son to school to be nobody's punching bag.
Right.
And if he not gonna hit somebody unless they, messing with him. So
I mean, that's the way to be. Defend
Right.
yourself.
So
I mean, don't do it your own self. I mean, defend yourself, but don't keep putting up with it.
Right.
Don't get to a point that they're gonna harm you.
When is it okay for them to walk away, and when is it okay for them to defend themselves?
Well,
where is the line drawn?
The words, I mean, if you say something out of line, I mean, words ain't gonna hurt you, but your feelings it will. But if you touch me, you gonna hit me, I'm gonna hit you back.
Right.
And you know that since in school.
Yeah.
I mean, I got bullied when I first got to Westmore.
Suppose you tell your kid, don't say nothing, don't retaliate, don't, and they keep bottling it up, and then you got a Columbine situation where they done exploded on everybody. Like enough is enough.
Like all the shootings in schools and stuff. I mean, that's terrible news right there.
How do we stop that, John? How do we stop all these mass shootings and these killings and things like that? Do we blame the parents, or what do we do about that? Who's to blame for this?
I think in that situation, the school is to blame, especially now that it's such a big thing. Like it's always on social media, kind of like Cortez talked about how social media gives a lot of access and it gives a personal side to it. But the schools understand that there's a lot of bullying. There should be some counseling that goes with it.
There are counselors in school, right?
They don't talk like that though.
That's right. Do y'all have a counselor at y'all school? Do people actually talk to her? Or does she actually do like group talks or?
Like, what do you mean?
Like, okay, so your counselor. Do y'all go ahead and talk to her individually? Like, just go into her house, to her office, and you guys have like one-on-one conversations with her?
Yeah, something like, yeah.
Y'all do?
Yeah.
Kids, y'all got a counselor at y'all school? Like I guess more so, not a guidance counselor, but just to talk to y'all about anything.
We have counselors.
Yeah. Do you feel like they're effective? And if you feel like they need to do more, speak up, feel like they should do more?
Well, I don't know what certain kids go, because I don't talk to them. I'll talk to them more about my classes. I don't talk to them more about personal stuff, so I don't know how they would react.
Are they obligated to help you guys with your personal issues?
I would hope so.
Yeah, I would hope so too. Do you guys have what do you call the police officer in the
resource
officer?
Resource officer. How many do you guys have at your school?
2.
2, and they're on shift like all times, both, or do you just kind of do? What do you guys think about teachers carrying guns in school? Like, should they be able to have guns in school? What do y'all think about that? John, I'll start with you. What do you think about that?
That's a precarious one there. That's something like firearms shouldn't be taken lightly at all. And if it gets to the point where you have a teacher carrying a gun, then they have to have some counseling also before you even pick up that weapon and start to have some kind of defense. And first of all, you got to learn how to, like, active defense skills. You have to learn that stuff. Like, people will get a gun all day, they can load it, they can chamber around, they can fire, but like there's different types of situations, how to fire, what's in the background. There's a lot of decisions that you have to make quick before you even pull the gun out.
So this law that I'm not for sure if they're going to pass it or not, but it should be a process before they actually pass the law and actually give teachers the right to bear arms. What do you think about teachers bearing arms, James?
It's hard to say. I mean, really, truly, it is a good idea to do it, but I mean, like he said, you gotta have rules and regulations, and that teacher gotta be trained to hold that firearm.
I think that's terrible.
Y'all think that's a bad idea? Like,
I think that
it's
is
gonna put
ridiculous.
like students even in more jeopardy.
Because but imagine if the teacher and the student get in a fight, and the student grabbed that gun, it's chaos.
Just anything, like put a security guard at each door with a gun if you're gonna do that.
I agree with that.
Each teacher, that's I don't know.
So we should have a security guard for each classroom.
I'm just saying, like
At the front door.
each door of the school, like each exit. I mean, if that's the case, why should each teacher hold a gun? Get metal detectors. That's like, instead of putting a stop to the use of firearms, they adding more. Like, well, go and get them one too then. You know what I'm saying? Just kill everybody off.
Do you think the principal should have one?
No.
But the principal or
No,
the
this applies to the principal too. Like any type of staff in the school system, like this applies to all of them. Like, should any of them bear arms other than like the resource officer?
Okay, yeah, I mean, in school, it look like the students gonna look at like, well, they can hold guns, we can hold guns too.
So you think it would be more of a bad influential thing?
A bad influence thing.
That's how I feel.
That's like,
And like I said, I agree with what she said. I mean, yeah, it gonna cost money to have guards at the doors and stuff. But that's bad. How when we were growing up, we didn't have stuff like that. I mean, we can go to school, have fights, then have fun. I mean,
You pay for it anyway. You pay taxes, right? Then school time come, you gotta buy whatever list they give you, and it's like non-stop. So where the money going? Then you got the lottery.
The lottery, where'd all that money go
Where
to?
this money going? Put stuff in here to protect the kids. If that's not, I mean, you gonna give them firearms. That's not adding protection. That's adding more problems.
What about from the teacher's point of view too? Because they want to live, they sure as hell don't want to die.
you know, I was looking about 3 weeks ago. They actually had like little bunkers in the classroom. They're actually training the kids how to go into when somebody comes in.
oh yeah, I saw that. That was pretty neat.
That's right. Are y'all gonna do something to y'all school?
We do that, like for practice and stuff.
So y'all actually do it?
Yes.
Wow.
You ever have the bunkers? Or they ain't got it yet?
Or are you talking about more so a drill? What they
Like
teach
a
you?
drill,
What do they typically allow you guys to do? Like what?
So they'll tell us on like the announcements and
There'll be an announcement, and then what do y'all do? Y'all line up or?
no, they cut the lights. They cut the lights off and then they like hide the window, and then
You
you
mean
have to
close
hide
like the blind?
Yeah, something like
So basically your room gets dark at that point. And what do y'all do at that point after the room gets dark? You turn the lights off, close the blinds, what do y'all do next?
Now we hide in the corner so that they won't see us, and so we can be quiet. So that's how they won't come in, and we have to lock the door too.
Oh, that's scary, man.
That
Just
is.
that we got to do this, like, that's just scary.
I'm in pharmacy tech, and they had a drill where we had these red cardboards where we would turn the lights out, close the door, and slide the red cardboard under the door if someone was shot, like to let them know that it was somebody in that room hurt. I was like, I'm looking at the windows like, what can I use to bust those to get out this? I'm not hiding behind no walls or nothing. They
He gonna come in there and
Yeah.
I mean, if they make, like you said, the bunkers, that was pretty neat. I mean, I like that. I mean, like I said, bulletproof, but you still got to think your child's in that room and somebody's out to kill him. I mean, you got to think about that. That's a horrible thing to think about.
It is. It's tough all the way around.
Cause like if you see her go to school tomorrow, next thing you ain't promised to see her that afternoon. That's terrible.
It's scary, man. As a parent, like you guys know what I'm going through with that. Like that's just scary. That's a scary situation. All right. Again, good stuff, guys. I appreciate these talks. I guess going back to, I guess we can talk a little bit more about peer pressure. Zariah, you understand what that term means? Peer pressure. It's basically when your friends try to convince you to do something that
you don't want to
do on your own. Do you experience a lot of that as you start getting older? Because now you're a teenager. You're 13 and you'll be 14 in October. Are you experiencing that a little bit more now? The girls, they're asking you to do more things like maybe do this or a prank or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
How serious has it gotten so far where it just made you extremely uncomfortable? Can you think of something that they may have asked you to do? He's like, no, I'm just not feeling that. I don't want to do that.
No, not really.
Not yet?
No.
What about you, Kiesha? I'm probably not now because you're a lot older. You can kind of think for yourself and things like that. But when you were younger, more so around the 15, 16, did you have like females just trying to say, hey, you know what, let's try this? Like, I don't know, let's say something, for instance, drinking for the first time.
And we ain't talking about Pepsi Cola no more.
Yeah, just alcohol, beer. Like, how did they approach you? And like, how general the situation?
She drank.
It's peer pressure. Yeah. I've been in a lot of peer pressure situations, but like the older I got, the more I would think of myself.
Yeah.
So,
like, I guess so. More so, do you feel like it's easier to women to be influenced by guys? You feel like guys have more of an impact on female decisions, or you feel like it's more so like the girls?
it's all about how the woman mom thinks. If they have their, what's the word? Like, say, like they know their worth, they know what they deserve. They won't feed into all the stuff that the guys say. But if like a girl is lost, they don't really know their self.
You some on that.
There you go.
They'll fall into more what the guy says.
Do you have any friends that have become pregnant?
No.
No friends. No, nobody in your school.
Oh yes, in my school, but not my friends.
You know, how have there, like, you guys see any difference in them that, you know, they walk around 16, 15 years old sometimes and they're pregnant? When you guys see stuff like that, like,
It's kind of became normal now. Like we're not surprised.
so it's like it's to the point now where she's saying it's the norm. Like
It's normal to do it.
Well, not to do it, but like it's normal to see now. It's not really a
it's normal.
surprise.
How do you guys, like, when you look at their lives and stuff, like, does it hit you to say, you know what, like, their lives are never going to be changed? I don't want that to happen to me. Like, how do you reflect on it? I know you said it's still the normal. When you first started seeing it, like, how did your mind register with it? Like, what was, like, the first thing you said? A close friend you've gone through elementary school with, and then next thing you know, she's this big bill hanging all over the place. How'd you feel about that? What was your first thoughts, like, when you saw it?
Shocked. Like,
Was there anything you felt like you could have told her to, like, to try to, you know, I guess help her out, or just say, hey, you know, it's gonna be okay? Like, could you even come up with words, or it was just like, wow, my friend's
all the girls that's pregnant, I never really talked to. I was never close, talk to them, anything, communicated.
You just kind of look at them and
Saw 'em
from
around.
a distance. See, kids, you're smart girls. All right, I have to take notes. Take notes. John and Kiani has raised that girl right, so, you know, no. All right. So I talked to 2 people that actually listen in, and I asked a few parents. I said, "What techniques and advice would you say is the most effective way to have open communication with your kids?" And I picked just one good answer from one parent. She said, "If they live under my roof, it's my right to know everything that goes on with them." Start with you. Do you agree with that concept of what she said? That you feel like it's right? Should they have any privacy whatsoever?
I mean, yeah.
No, I'm talking about 17 years and down. What do you think?
17 and down?
The age of 17 and down.
I don't know. Not.
How much space do you think you're going to start giving your son as he starts getting 13, 14, 15 years old?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't want to.
I mean, have you kind of thought about this? Because you know it's coming. So.
No, not really. I mean, because I don't know. And like, I mean, I try to raise him the best way I can. I don't know what obstacles he may face or what decision he gonna choose, but I'm gonna back him up regardless of what. I'm not gonna be that type of parent that's just in his business for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I want him to come talk to me, but I don't want to have to be strict on him, force him to come to me. You know, he got family members that he feel more comfortable talking to because I'm more strict than they are, you know. So as long as he got that, I'm okay with it.
James, what about you? She said if they live under my roof, it's my right to know everything that goes on with them.
I disagree on that one.
Why do you disagree with that?
Because people gotta have guidelines. I mean, yeah, I understand if he's on your roof or she's on your roof, but like I said, if you push them, they will do what you don't want to do. I mean, you figure if I go tell Cody, hey, you're not gonna do it, if I completely after looking at behind his back, he think I don't trust him. I mean, my long run of living, you gotta learn your lesson in the long run. I mean, you're gonna mess up in life, and then you're gonna take a life. I mean, take it as it comes.
Yeah. So this is something Cortez and Long Yard both chimed to that point.
Well, I think there were moments that they were strict, but it wasn't like constant. I just remember this one moment where, my dad was gonna whoop me for something, man. I can't remember what it was, but I actually remember fearing that badly. And so, but looking back on that, was a healthy fear. That it wasn't that I think children need to have of their parents, but I think overall though it was more hands off. I think I probably could have benefited for more intervention. Kind of looking back on it, I think because right out of high school I moved to Texas.
Yes.
So. So at that age, I was trying to bounce, not bounce. And so...
I mean, you're pretty much ready to find yourself at that point, 18 years old.
Yeah. But there are still some parts of me, man, that was messed up, too, so...
Yeah, and that goes with everybody. So
right.
And then I'm going to come over to John and Kianya. What do you guys think about this? If they live under my roof, it's my right to know everything that goes on with them. I'll start with you, Kianya.
For me and my household, I agree. It was at one point in Kids and I's relationship where it was like pulling teeth to get her to try to find out what was going on with her. Mm-hmm. She wouldn't tell me anything, and you can honestly see something was going on.
Right.
She was dealing with something, but she was dealing with it on her own, and she would not.
As a mother, you could just kind of pick that up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I mean, she would not tell me anything, and Jonathan and I discussed it, and now it's a total different relationship. She tells me pretty much everything. Some things I really don't want to hear about, but she tells me everything, and I give her the privacy that she needs to become the woman that she is supposed to become. You know, her looking for who she is. But there are times where I still go through her phone. I'm paying that bill. Right. I go through her phone. I look at her text messages. I just want to see if she is respecting herself as well as us as parents. Yeah. With the different social media stuff that she's on. So every now and again, I will go through her phone. Yeah. That's only fair. So. What
about you, John? What do you think about that?
It's pretty much the same thing. I don't think I'm not as strict as how that statement is, though. If you live under my house, I have the right to know everything. I'm gonna let her figure some things out.
Yeah, they have to, man. They just kind of figure things out.
Experience and wisdom is the best teacher.
Right there.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of these times that these kids that act out, you feel like their parents are just keeping them more on a tight string. That's kind of pushing them away, like something like what you were saying a few minutes ago, Jane.
Yep.
Zariah, what do you feel like that would keep you from talking to me or your mom about certain things? Well, we'll start with me. I'm not gonna put your mom on the spot. I'll start with me. What are some of the things you feel like prevents you from not telling me every single thing? Because what you're about to say is gonna help like some other parents and little kids. Because I'm pretty sure they're gonna say the same thing about what you're about to say. What are some of the reasons why you feel like you don't tell me certain things that you might would tell like your aunt, which is my sister, or people like that? Why do you think that you would not
tell me stuff?
Not tell me, yeah. What are some of the reasons that you want to talk to a dad before you talk to somebody else, like another lady in the family? Is it because of comfort, maybe? Do you feel more comfortable talking to a girl about situations?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
You want to say something else? A little more? Do sometimes I come off as intimidating to you sometimes? Do I? Yeah, it's okay to say. Do I come off as intimidating to you sometimes?
Not really.
Why do you feel like you wouldn't tell me everything?
Because sometimes,
Go ahead.
you just look so serious.
Is that what intimidating means? So because I'm serious sometimes, so you feel like if I start lighting up more, I mean we still have a good relationship, but if I show more open-heartedness to you sometimes and just not like I'm about to jump in, though, which I don't think we've argued in years. We haven't argued in years, so that's kind of relationship I like. We can actually talk and trust, but there's still a lot of room for improvement because you're gonna start getting older and there's gonna be a lot of things that we're gonna talk about. But that's something I will make sure I remain open. So I'll tell other parents, make sure you remain open-minded, and keep the communications open. So that's a good point, Zai. That's something I'm gonna stick with, and I'll make sure I remember that moving forward when I talk to you. I'll try to smile more. Like that. Cool. All right, good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
I was going to just at one point just general about this because I spent a lot of time with just young men like 18, 19, and so what I find is that if they hear something from their father, but then they hear it from someone that is a little older than them, that's not their father, it begins to reinforce what their father said. Mm-hmm. Just because it comes from another source. And so I think like that community aspect of it is very important because they will begin to believe, oh, my dad was right, because they hear it from someone else. And they're saying the exact same thing that their dad is. And so I just think that part goes a long way too.
That's a good point, T. That's a good point. All right, good stuff, guys.
You've just listened to the Dromedic Show podcast with your host, Dromedic.